Get the real facts. Listen to the real interviews. Share your real thoughts with Andre Donald on Real Expressions, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., Monday to Friday. It's all about Real Expressions.
Amen. Good morning. How you doing? How was your day yesterday? What did you do? What you eat? What you do eat? What did you plan to cook yesterday and you didn't cook it? Everything in one. There you go. You go online. So I did. You all right? All right. Okay. But you good? You all right though? Good, good, good. Adi, how's daddy? Oi, man! Can you hear me? Oh, okay. All right. Well, take care of yourself. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, she didn't get here yet. Okay, good. Bye-bye. Real FM radio in the morning. I'm gonna get along without you now. I'm gonna get along without you now. Got along without you before I met you. Gonna get along without you now. I'm gonna get along. calling? Let me check. Yeah. Hey, they hang up, man. Morning. Yeah, they hang up. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes? Drums.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What happening?
Hi there.
Talk to me.
Good morning to you. Good morning to Novella. Good morning to the nation. A reading from the Word of God, Psalm 105. Give thanks unto the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people. Sing unto him. Sing psalms unto him. Talk ye of all his wondrous works. Glory in his holy name. Let the heart of them rejoice and seek the Lord. Seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his face forevermore. Remember his marvelous works that he had done, his wonders and the judgment of his mouth. O ye seed of Abraham, his servants of children of Jacob, his chosen. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He that remember his covenant forever, the words which he commanded to 1,000 generations. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you, my dear. And how are you doing?
I'm good.
Great.
Just let me say, we thanking our minister Bain for all the good works she has done in Upper Capital, on the road to Guapo, and the main road. All the wonderful work she has done. We're grateful and we're thankful for everything. And then
What?
she started
You getting on?
She was always promising to give us a little gap to come up to my yard, and the work has really started. So we want to thank her very, very much for great and wonderful work she has doing.
I have a surprise for you. You want it?
Yeah.
I am supposed to speak to her this morning about 7:45.
Okay.
I'll be speaking to her. So I will convey your message and tell her you said thanks to the road. And yes, I saw the road in Guapo because I went in Guapo Saturday.
Yeah.
So I say, Guapo people big up all themselves. I have to go back in Guapo. I like up there.
You like up there?
Yeah, I have to go to a piece of land.
I hear you. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
That's wonderful?
Yeah. But I'm going to see you regular if you got. I'm laughing.
You laughing and you say you're laughing?
That's a wonderful, man. Great. Yes, Guapo is a nice place, a cool place. Getting all the breeze from the Granada breeze, man.
Granada breeze?
Yeah, coming down.
Yeah, right. So that's where I'm going to live, in Guapo.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I have to look for a wife up in Guapo.
I hear you.
You can help me now? Find one?
Well, I can help you, You have to look for yourself.
No. I want you to help me. You know them.
So then I want you to look for yourself. No, I can help you. No. I don't help you. You have to look for yourself.
Oh.
You're looking for yourself, and when you choose, I will tell you, yes, that is a good person.
No, I want you to choose for me. Well, then I will stay it out.
I don't take in this job at all.
Well, that's your business. I will stay it out then.
Job. You look such. You might find a good one.
Sorry, I don't want to again. I will stay it out. I'm making that kind of joke. I ask you to help me do something you don't want to help. That don't fear.
That don't fear? What?
If you ask me to help you do something, I will help you though.
Yes, I know that.
Right.
I know that.
Right. So you will help me. Drums.
I can answer this question this morning, and maybe next time.
I hear you, my darling. Anyway, have a wonderful day, yeah?
Yeah, you too.
And remember, you got to listen because I'll be speaking to your representative at around 7:45 this morning.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Yeah, friends, I'll be speaking with Yolam Bain Hosford this morning, round about 15 minutes to the thingy. Uh-oh. She came in and the camera is on her, you know. Whatever you do, the camera. And as you come in, camera freeze now. Seriously. See, and it unfreeze. No. Come back. Let me see. It freeze again. It unfreeze. It freeze again. No. Something wrong with this camera. Hold on. Something is wrong with the connection, man. Something had to be wrong with the connection. Seriously. The camera been fine all the time, Nabi. And as soon as you got here, the camera on you, the camera freeze. Good morning. How are you? You have Jingle Bell. I thought you said Jingle Bell spoiler.
Jingle Bell spoiled. Jingle Bell died, unfortunately.
Jingle Bell died?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
A sad death. It's very sad, but
I don't want to tell people this, but that Jingle Bell you had there, how that look like the station Jingle Bell, so? that look like the loan phone, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like a letting go business. But you are Jingle Bell, so I could Jingle Bell you?
Yes, you can Jingle Bell me now. I know it's when you come out of there and you get a loan.
Are you saying this?
You get a loan to down there.
Are you really saying that?
Yeah.
So you don't like Androids anymore? Let me hear you.
I'm halfway, but when I'm purchasing my new phone, I may go back in the I department.
IT.
So yeah, this is little loners. But I can receive calls. I can get calls.
I made you an omelet.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, see?
Oh, nice.
See, I'm very nice today. Only today, I made you an omelet.
I'm trying to figure out if there's school tomorrow.
Tomorrow is what, Thursday?
Yes.
It's Corpus Christi? No, Corpus Christi is next week.
Because I know they're supposed to have the CPA,
No, well, if they have CPA, they don't have school.
but I did not receive a message or anything from the teacher as it relates to that. So I probably would ask the question because I need to make arrangements for my daughter.
Just bring her by bed.
My mom has to attend a funeral tomorrow. I also
So?
have to attend that funeral tomorrow.
So, bring her by Betty. She going to funeral too?
Have you seen her in her funeral? Renestida. Oh God, Renestida. Oh God, already know they don't finish yet. Trust me.
No, she has to learn to be quiet.
And plus it's Sabaran's grandfather's funeral, so
I
I'll be
know.
a bit busy.
Wait,
So,
you is a preacher?
No, after I would be a bit busy. I don't think my sister had school. I'll liaise with her, but I'm not sure.
I want to sing.
What?
I want to shout. I want to tell you what it's all about. Oh, you can hear the lyrics there. Let me see. I'm trying to organize the big screen, so let people know we have big screen TV inside here now. the thing in big screen TV. I don't know we have big screen. Kaide, where's the live now? Let me see.
There, it says live.
I can't see live. I'm blind.
You passed the live.
I'm blind. I can't see live. Yes.
Did you mute the TV?
TV is always on mute. See? Hi people. I'm looking at you. Just set up the big screen TV. Yeah, that's the big screen. Where you see Nabila up there and you see me in a midnight shot. I find I like pink these days.
You have a pink mask? Where do you get this pink mask?
Pink mask. See people have pink masks.
Well, they're real happening.
Yeah. You see? Me Waltham school pants. And my pink shirt, my pink mask. See? Pink mask. Right. See? Can't hold me down today now. At all.
So who are you speaking with this morning?
Somebody asked me if I get big money today. A big screen TV. Let me show you the TV. What do you call the TV there? See the TV? See the TV right there? Right. See? Well, let me tell all you where I get the TV. Mr. Lalsin, give me that. Yeah. What all you want to know again? Yeah, Calico say, well, whole a little thing, for 2021. Yeah, whole a little thing for 20. Because the one we had is spoiled. So Calico, that big screen TV up there, Calico. And yes, you have for sale. You will have for sale. You have Ken Sonic brand. That is a Ken Sonic. When you put it on, you're seeing big Ken Sonic. Right. Yeah. Pink mask, pink shirt, yes. Person say kudos to Calico. Of course, kudos to Calico. Big move, Kenny. Going back for our next one for outside. Well, so you don't want one in the newsroom, Nabi? Isn't it proper? So you can follow international things as they break?
They prefer watch shows.
So they go watch what do you call it? African shows. Nabi, what are we doing? Drumsticks gone already.
That's why in the next 2 minutes you have the weather. Then at 7:30 you have the water wise. Then after the water wise, I believe you have the representative that you will be speaking to.
Do you know who? Do you know who?
Her Excellency. Dear
Come.
Viola.
Talk it, man. Talk it. Hey, you afraid to talk it?
No, we have to speak it into existence.
Yeah, Her Excellency. Yeah, man. Making joke. Watch. That gonna be the Governor General with the most fun. It's gonna be serious business, yes, but she has class and she has everything, man. Everything, Making joke. And then we getting away with them. You see, what's gonna happen is this. When she becomes the Governor General, so she's now the first lady in the country. Her husband is the first man, right? And then she goes stay in St. Andrews, man. You don't feel? Or she had to stay in the official residence. When they fix it, when they fix the official residence, that will be her legacy, because in her tenure as Governor General, the official residence of the Governor General will be fixed, repaired, refurbished, whatever you want, rebuilt, whatever it is. Yes, like it or not. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Whoa. You telling me? Yeah. So we'll be speaking to the lady at 1:45, right? Right. But don't worry. Unless she'll give me the work as a driver. No police at to drive, so I gotta join the police force. Yeah, I was joining the police force by that time. Yeah. And driver. Yes, man. Haha. That's my Governor General right there. Anyway, so we'll talk to her then. By the way, is it a no-name brand you have? Because I didn't see you mention the name.
It's a Samsung.
Oh!
10E.
You all right then? You ain't that bad? You ain't that bad at all.
You go in Alcatel.
Boy, one time I had to go to Alcatel. I nearly did. Anyway, let me do so and go and find the people where they are. Hold on, folks. Hold on.
When you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. We have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and...
Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. Good morning to you at the Morris Bishop International Airport Meteorological Office. Jason Robertson, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Good morning to you, Andre, and good morning to our listeners of Real FM. Let's take a look at the weather for today. Wednesday, the 26th day of May, 2021. At Point Selling, it is fair and hazy. A fresh breeze is from the east-northeast at 18 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 1015.3 millibars, which is above normal and rising. The present temperature, 27 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity, 78%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.8 degrees Celsius, and the minimum last night, 25.8 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, we had no rainfall at the airport. The total for the month remains at 118.4 millimeters. Now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be generally fair, hazy and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times, with the isolated shower, increasing in cloudiness overnight with few brief to widely scattered showers. Today's maximum temperature should reach 30.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Sea should be moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Tide is currently falling, will be low at 9:25 a.m. and high at 3:50 p.m. Sunset today 6:27, sunrise tomorrow 5:43. To repeat the forecast, the weather is expected to be generally fair, hazy and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times, with an isolated shower, increasing in cloudiness overnight with few brief to widely scattered showers. From the Morris Bishop International Airport, Jason Robertson reporting.
Thank you very much, Jason. Do have yourself a wonderful day, my brother.
You too, Andre.
Okay, great. Bye-bye. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drefmgrenada.com. We are going to take a commercial break, and we will be back.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone Disinfectant Cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra-soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody. Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Greens Concept introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, all air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Greens Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Greens Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Greens Concepts announces special prices on 18,000 and 24,000 BTU units. You have been saving on power, now save on prices. Call us today.
I'm Shadell Naya Compton of Belmont Estate, and I've worked in the tourism industry in Grenada for 20 years, and I just love what I do. When COVID-19 halted business and I had to close my doors, it was so painful. Loss of income, loss of guests, loss of staff. Today, there's light again because of the COVID-19 vaccine. I listened to the scientists and to my trusted friends in the medical profession. I took the vaccine to get back to work and back to life. And because I care for myself and for each of you, I am only one. But together, we can get there.
When you think of Granville Cooperative Credit Union, what comes to mind? A reliable financial institution that has stood the test of time. Maybe you think about the convenience and quality financial service they provide. Do you think about their readiness to help you retire, achieve your academic goals, build your dream home? Or the new outlet on Lucas Street in St. George's in Derek Sylvester Building. Maybe you always consider how they're always a phone call away. 442-8602 or 438-4228. They're also online, www.grenvillecreditunion.com. No matter what comes to mind, remember, Grenville Cooperative Credit Union is the best place to save and to borrow, working with you to make your brighter tomorrow.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Granville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Eminem Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eminem Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. Eminem Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Granville with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made.
Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726.
Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
The pillar. What's it? I nearly asked you a question.
I don't think I hear myself properly now. I don't know what's going on there. I don't think it's right. Somebody, right, there we go. Look at that. So much better.
Yeah, all you have to do is to call me, man. I'm the tech.
Okay.
I'm the tech.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the tech. I'm looking for Waterwise. You think it's there?
It's supposed to be.
I agree. And it is we. First one at the top now. They get 27th of May tomorrow. I see they put interview there for me. Who tell them I want to do interview tomorrow? It's there. It's scheduled. Who said we're using Zoom? We're using Skype. Not using no Zoom. So the person better ready to Skype up. Tell the girl, the booker girl, Skype we're using. We're not using no Zoom thing. What's wrong with her? Navi? You know we have to set up the minister. So can you use my phone and send her? Let me set up the Skype.
Play the water ice, please.
Oh, play the water ice.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's in 7:30 yet?
It's 7:33.
Already? Why did I didn't realize.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. Thanks for joining us this morning. I am Jamila Lewis. After the record-breaking Atlantic hurricane season in 2020, it appears likely that 2021 is in for the sixth consecutive above-average year. First predictions have been released, and the message is straightforward. Yet another very active hurricane season is expected this year, with a quite concerning notice that also an above-average probability of hurricane landfalls along the U.S. coastlines and in the Caribbean is likely. The upcoming 2021 Atlantic hurricane season is once again anticipating an active year. After such an active and devastating record number of named storms and destructive hurricanes, this year is expected to bring much above normal activity again. One of the most recognized and trusted hurricane season's early prediction is made by the Colorado State University team of scientists. For 2021, the CSU team calls for 17 named tropical cyclone formations, including 8 hurricanes and also the striking 4 major hurricanes. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st through to November 30th. The Atlantic basin covers the area, which includes the entire Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean Sea. The long-term average taken over the last 70 years between 1951 and 2019 of named storms is 11, and the short-term average taken over the last 15 years between 1995 and 2019 is 14 named storms. According to the ongoing La Nina global weather pattern, and well above average Atlantic sea temperatures, including the Caribbean and the Gulf temperatures, the upcoming hurricane season is expected to be rough. Although the tropical Pacific Ocean waters are gradually warming up now, weak La Nina is expected to continue until early summer this year, with ENSO conditions revert to neutral a month or two later. For hurricane to organize and regain strength, the weather conditions have to be just right. Normally, hurricanes, like low-shear environments with a lot of warm or hot seawater, brings plenty of very moist air mass, and La Nina, which is a negative ENSO phase, helps those to develop and maintain. The very concerning part of the forecast for the upcoming hurricane season is the high chance, above 70%, of a major hurricane landfall along the U.S. coastline and nearly 60% for the Caribbean. A typical season has about 50 to 50 probability of the U.S. mainland getting hit, something to consider and be very much aware as we enter the hurricane season in the next few days. Let's not remember last year's hurricane season, as it was setting record after record with so many named storms forming. It was also too hard to keep a track of the activity, for the 2020 storms have used all the designated tropical cyclones' name and dug deep into the Greek alphabet named storms. Last year, it reached an unprecedented 30 named storms, an absolute record-breaking number of storms in one season. The overall message: be prepared. Remember the need for you to always have storage to last you a minimum of 3 days, representing 35 gallons of water per person per day for this upcoming hurricane season. Again, our message: be prepared. On another note, NWASA team will be at the St. Patrick's Sub Office to receive payments this coming Friday, May 20th, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. We encourage you to use this opportunity to make payments towards your account. Well, that's where we end this morning's edition of Waterwise. Join us again next Friday at the same time for another edition. On behalf of the entire team at NWASA, I am Jamila Lewis. Do have yourselves a wonderful day.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
I laughing, me. I really laughing.
Why?
Say again?
Why?
Because I have a right to laugh. Don't you think?
Okay.
Who's your favorite person in the world?
My favorite person in the world?
Take off the light on your borrow phone. The light. You took it off?
It's not on. It's a notification.
Borrow phone hot. Borrow phone hot, boy.
I'm gonna stop coming on here. It's embarrassing. Nobody has to know that. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. But here you go. Borrow phone, borrow phone, borrow phone, borrow phone.
Well, if they didn't like you to borrow phone, you one? Yeah, they didn't like you to think.
Favorite person in the world?
Mm-hmm.
You probably be my child.
Child who count.
Child will come? Okay then, so I'll probably
Child who count.
I'll probably say you.
You probably make up your mind what you're saying. Make up your mind.
I'm gonna say you know. Yeah.
Hold on.
When the going gets tough, there's one person I can always count on. Trust me. Although I might get a little air full.
You're not gonna ask me the same question?
No, there's no.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So when the minister call, which is around 7:45, right? She's gonna call, and then the system is going to lock her in. We're gonna see that red light on, which means that she's there, and we're gonna chat with her. And Brittany says, "Good morning." Would you believe? Brittany, good morning to you. Not that we really want your good morning, yeah, but good morning to you, Brittany. And those of you who would want to send questions and whatever for the minister this morning, you can send the questions via social media, because we'll be having her on phone. Yeah, landline, because we have a bit of a bother with the Skype thingy. Nabil, I tell you already, no. Let us get a computer. Did you check on the computer for me? I asked you to research. Did you research? Yes, no. Favorite person is upset.
Guys, favorite person business.
Did you check?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, let's somebody on the line. Let's take the person. It could. Nah, it can't be minister. She ain't calling so early. Good morning.
I'm too early?
No.
Well, my clock is saying something.
Totally different?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're in front.
You want me to go out and go back out?
No. You're there. We're never going to do that. You're there. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Andre.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm okay.
All right. I'm glad to hear you okay.
I have not seen you in forever.
I know. I haven't seen. I'm only hearing about you and hearing you.
Yeah.
My mom calls me every day to say, "Did you hear Andrew today?" She say, "Andrew, listen, you're brightening up my mom's life every day."
Thank you. Thank you.
She's laughing. She's feeling happy, and she's glued to the radio around this time.
All right.
So she's listening. So you need to say hello to her.
Good morning, Mrs.
I want to say
Bain.
hello to her as well.
Yes.
But,
good morning.
You know, sometimes when we reach a certain age, we need the laughter in our lives. We need things to make us happy and things of that sort. And I've heard that from not only my mom, but from some of the elderly persons who listen to your program every single morning.
Thanks.
You know, I know you have a very wide listenership out there, even in the diaspora as well, because a couple persons would call from time to time. Did you hear what Andre said? And things of that sort. And you have been saying a lot of things on this waves. I don't know where you got this stuff from or where you got the permission to say all these things. And my phone has been ringing over and over for the past month. So I just want to let you know, I don't know, you're building your relationship out there. You're widening your listenership out there, it seems.
Thank you, Minister.
Anyway, good morning to everyone.
Good morning to you too. And thanks for accepting the invitation to speak to us this morning. So over the next hour or so, we're going to be finding out different things about Yolam Bain, about the constituency, which is St. Andrews Southwest. Did I get it right?
That's right.
Right, St. Andrews Southwest. And not necessarily a new kid on the block, but a lady who understands sports a lot more than people think she does. We'll talk about that, but first I want to zero in on your constituency. And I cannot profess, Minister, to say that I know the ins and outs of your constituency, but on Saturday, I had the opportunity to go into the Birch Grove area, and myself and 4 other persons, and one of the persons went to look for her dad, who lives. And when we got on top of that hill, we came from St. George's, entered by the community center, and when we got to the top of the hill, she says, turn right. So I'm like, okay, fine, where is this? She says, this is Guapo. I'm like, okay, Guapo. Where is this? And she says, continue driving. And we drove and we got to the top of the hill and had to go turn and come back. And she says, okay, fine, this is where my father lives. So she met with her father, and she said to me, she says, you know, coming up here, when you met a vehicle before, you had to reverse. She says, I realized they're doing work now, Mr. Donald. You know, so, but to her, it was something out of this world. That is the impact that you and the government would have had on her. The mere fact that you're doing some work, putting some sleeper drains where you can and extending the road wherever you can. Congratulations, and speak to us the impact that has had on the community.
Yes, well, thank you, Andrew, and I'm happy that you visited Guapo, because people sometimes say Guapo is so far off, it's behind, they use this term behind God back and all this nonsense. But Guapo, I am so happy that we are able to fix the road in Guapo. That is a road that bothered me and troubled me for a long, long time. And because when we started with Guapo, it was pieces of roads, self-help. We gave material, persons just do a piece, no plan about the drains and how the water, and all of that. That was not taken into consideration. It's just that we are trying to get a pavement so that vehicles can go up to the far end of Guapo. But I'm happy that we are able to take the project, to a very far way up, as a matter of fact, and widen the road and so that persons can, freely drive and walk up to Guapo. Guapo is a beautiful area. It's, people don't seem to think, people like to stay in the town also, but Guapo is such a lovely area that you can relax. As I heard somebody said this morning, the fresh breeze from Granada, and then you have a view as well. So the people staying in Guapo with good roads, lights, and water and all of that, they are now feeling much more comfortable. The young people, who go to work every day, feel, they can walk with their heels and look pretty as they want to. The school children, and, don't have to change shoes, and the people who have vehicles up, they can drive freely now. And it's a joy. And I'm happy that we are able to touch that project and bring it to some measure of comfort for the people of Guapo. We also did some work down by the Fire Baptist Church. Drains again, because the road is very, very narrow in that area. And every time a truck, one of those sales truck come up there, they have to reverse, and it's so hilly and it's uncomfortable, and we are able to widen that road as well, so that persons going down back to Birch Grove, that corner there, that piece that was so cumbersome then, is now easier to travel on that area. And then we are also looking for the drains on the other side of coming back down to St. Andrew, to Granville, by Mr. King, Pastor King on that area there. We are looking at that as well. So when we finish with Guapo, they would have good roads, they would have proper lighting. We're also looking at the small the backyards that have no lights, and there are no poles there, and there's lots of persons living there. There are no proper pathways and that kind of thing. When you don't have these things, it really takes a lot out of you. It's just like the latrine, toilet and bath program. You have to go out in the rain, you have to empty things back and forth. The days for that has gone, and we have to look at making people feel more comfortable and making them feel happy, because we don't have much time in this on Earth, you know that.
Yeah, the time is not plenty.
Tomorrow,
not plenty.
Yes. I know if I'm talking to you tomorrow.
Exactly.
Right? So we have to make sure whatever we do, the little we do, make sure that our people are safe and they are comfortable. And that is what we have been doing over the past few years.
Minister, you just spoke about something there which sort of touched me. And you said about putting light in almost like backyard sort of a stuff. Explain that a little bit for us.
Well, we're looking at the solar, using the solar.
Yeah, but explain what that really is.
Now, that person's living far interior parts, where there are no roads. Just people are passing behind persons' houses to get into their homes. No organized pathway. Because over the years, when mother gives child a spot, child put a house there, no road just behind, and another child maybe get a spot again, or somebody come in the neighborhood relating to somebody else, another, and and these things are jammed. These houses are jammed more or less,
And there are no lights, there are no pathways to get to their homes, etc. We are looking at that very seriously because we think it's important. You know, you come from church in the night, you fall down about 6 times before you reach your home. You know, these muddy gaps that, you know, and that. So we're looking at those areas where you have a number of houses, no lights to get into their homes because there are no poles there. There are no electricity poles in that area. And so these are some of where you're going to be installing some poles in strategic areas to support these families. It may sound far-fetched, but it's something that if you visit some of these areas, you would see the need.
Actually, Minister,
especially if you go in the night.
It's not far-fetched at all. I mean, it's just that when you mention it, it's sort of like hit home because not that I lived in that situation before, but I could understand the situation because one would have visited areas during the day and you take it for granted. Okay, fine, you go during the day and you can walk, you can see where you're going. You take it for granted that the persons using the area have daylight 24 hours and not realizing that there are going to be times when night comes.
Mm-hmm. And imagine you have to take somebody sick out of that area.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody falls sick in the night, the ambulance cannot reach there. They have to get to the stretchers there and things of that sort. It's very difficult. No lights. You know, I heard somebody said they had to use their cell phone light. They didn't have a flashlight, and they had to take their grandmother out of there to the hospital. It was something else. You know, so all of these things we are considering, all of these things we are hoping to install so that persons would be more comfortable and they would feel better about themselves. Mm-hmm. They would work more. Let me tell you something. When you're comfortable, a lot of things happen to you. When you're not comfortable, you get into a situation where low productivity, you don't feel, you have no hope, you're not feeling that you whatever your dreams are realized, you could go anywhere further than where you are. When there is comfort in your life, there are lots of things that you can do. When you don't have money, how you feel, Andre? If you don't have money to pay the bus to go in Granville and you have to ask somebody or beg the bus, how do you feel? You know, and just using these little things to really, let people know or exaggerate on the subject so that people can understand. So when your self-esteem is lifted, you have bathroom, you have toilet, you have a pathway to your home. You don't have to be washing your shoes, the bucket of water or bottle of water by the road. I've seen it. And these are the things we have to help people with. Help to lift their self-esteem, help to lift their standard, and then you're going to get more productivity. I see that happening already, and I experience it.
Minister,
in a lot of areas.
One of the first things you said this morning is that I am able to make your mom have a little laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah, but here is this, and our listeners and viewers, they just, it tells you that they follow everything that you say. Here's what one of our viewers on social media has just said. When you listen to her speak, she's definitely the next Gigi. No, I didn't ask you to comment. I just reading what people say, right? So I'm just letting you know. Don't bother. You don't have to comment, Minister. It's okay. Are you there?
Mm-hmm, I'm listening. I'm not commenting at all.
Okay. Now, we have spoken extensively, I believe, about Guapo. What other spots do you have in your constituency that you think needs that kind of attention at this particular point in time, but you want to let them know that, hey, I am going to get to you?
Well, Andre, we have started the road in Bagatelle in Munich. We have done a considerable amount of work, and we have another half of the road to be done now. I know when the rain comes down, we're going to have a lot of calls because where the road have reached, there is a lot of gravel that comes down because of the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is something I'm asking the constituency to hold on. We are working on it. We are working with the Ministry of Works to get that road done because a lot of persons, there's a church on the top of that road there that a lot of persons from the community go to. And it's really trying when they try to get up to the church. the water and the gravel in the road and all of that. The drainage part has not been done on that end yet, on the top end. But from the lower end, everything is intact. So we are looking seriously at continuing that road so you can end up on the other side of Munich. We will be opening the water plant soon in Munich. It's completed now. As I'm in Munich, I want to let the residents know and let you know as well, Andre, that we will be opening that water plant very soon. I'm just waiting on Nawasa now. The building is completed. I think it was done by Kenny Strucken. We'll be able to take in more, the capacity of water for Munich because things have changed. If you went to Munich years ago and you go to Munich now, it's a totally different, the amount of houses, everybody wants a home. The extended family, they break off from their family, they want to get their own home, they want to get the water and all the things intact. So the 50 or 60 houses you had before has now tripled in Munich. So you must prepare for that. And so that is why we have the water plant up there. Munich before wasn't getting water on a daily basis. And I think up to now they're still, until the plant will be opened up next month. There are other roads that we will be doing as well. Roads seem to be one of the main things in Southwest because if you don't have roads, how could you move around?
Mm-hmm.
Or farmers, we have just completed or up to a point in Plaisance. We have a lovely piece of road, and I think you should drive up there as well, in Plaisance. Proper roads and drains for the people of Plaisance. We have a lot of farmers up there. We have graded a portion of the road and made a solid entrance to some farmers who have their farms at the back up there. We also, where did we do that other piece of road there? And there are a few roads that we have done in St. Andrews Southwest, but we have some other roads to be done as well. We are looking at small projects now that up to $15,000 in some of the smaller communities to extend, to build bridges, and to make sure that we have proper waterway, water going down in those corners or areas that need that kind of support. So for roads, this is where we are. We are looking at developing our community centers now. Our community centers have been in bad shape. I think Southwest have the most community centers, and thank God for that.
Mm-hmm.
But managing those centers is always a problem because that's where political, people get very political. Oh, I do not think that centers should be managed, by anybody who stands out in the public as a political figure. I think community centers should be managed by persons that can manage. And even though the person is from a different party, it doesn't matter. But once they have the management skills to make sure that the center is run properly, them and the team of persons that you would choose to manage the center, that is all you want. It's not about it's who have what it takes to manage those centers, to make sure that all the programs that we design, it runs smoothly, to make sure that people don't abuse the centers. Because we buy chairs, we buy tables, we prepare windows, we fix toilets and so. Because poor management, if you go back next week after you repair the toilet this week and you go back in the next 2 weeks, it's in a state. It's vandalized. So we want serious persons to come forward. Persons that can really help to manage these centers, to make sure that these centers run. We have repairing now Granville. We tried to put a management team there, for the past few months. We have been doing that, years, I would say. And we never really got a good management team to run this center. This center has been repaired. We had a library there. All these things were thrown out. People stole the books. At one time, we wanted to run a computer program there, but we did have a question mark because, the same thing would happen because we couldn't identify persons. And we did identify some persons, but I don't know what happened. They didn't come together and and work together as a team. And that is another problem. When you choose 6 or 7 persons to manage or to form a group to manage, they cannot work together. They don't work. So the leadership is so important, that you can lead and work with these persons to make sure that the centers are managed properly. When you have centers, everybody wants to have everything there. The wedding, they want to have, and nothing wrong with that, but it has to be managed.
Yeah.
It cannot be left open, sometimes forever open there, the lights on, the thing on, and that is where the vandalism takes place.
And then you have to understand, people have to understand that while, yes, the community center is government property, but it is government who would have invested in the community. That's why they build the community center. And also, if there's a tap that's broken, that's leaky, it may take a time for central government to get around to it. But if you have a management community in the area, they can do so. Maybe even go around asking for funds. We need to fix a pipe. So these things are very important.
So we are doing Granville now. We are doing Harford Village. We are turning them into resource centers.
Mm-hmm.
And we use the word resource because we want to bring in there a number of things to help, programs and projects to help the people in the community of different, we have women who are single-headed households. They can take training. We can organize and design training to suit their needs in the community. We have young persons who want to be computer literate. They want to, because that's it. These days you have to be computer literate. And, what is it called? So, all of these things we want to make sure that we have these programs organized. But to do that, we have to have good management. So we're looking at Granville, Harford Village, and also La Digue. We want to put in some programs in those areas. We have assessed those areas. We see the needs, and we are repairing those centers to take in the needs of the people of the community. The days of, we have to educate our people through those who are laid back and at home and need a push and need a little hand holding and things of that sort. We have to start doing that because we don't want, at the end of the day, our people just go down the drain and they have no plan in their life, no usefulness. And some of them are so talented, they just need a push. They just need somebody to talk to them and hold their hand for a while or get them involved in some group or some organization or so. So we're looking at that. We're looking at St. James as well. We have to do a lot of work in the St. James Community Center. That's an area that really, really needs some attention. And we hope that those centers, when they are repaired and rehabilitated and whatever we intend to put there, the people of the area would appreciate and they would take these centers as their own. It's theirs. It's not mine. I'm only there for a while. I'm passing through. And during the time that I'm passing through, I'm trying to make sure that I help the communities, lift the standard of the communities. And so we hope that persons would emerge, persons would come forward, take the politics aside. If we have a good policeman in the area, a good teacher, or an ex-principal, somebody, just a simple somebody in sports that may have leadership skills, just work together. Let us make sure we manage these centers because it's so much money being spent. Taxpayers' money,
Yeah.
Right? It is their money that's been spent. And a lot of education needs to be had in those centers so people could understand, your body and how it works. Look at the vaccine. No, we can discuss the vaccine at those centers. We can have ongoing programs, training persons.
Speaking of training, Minister, how are you doing in relation to training of young people in your constituency with different skills that could benefit them in the future? How are you doing?
Well, not bad, We're doing fine. We have a number of programs coming up in the next month. You would see that we have some programs unfolding. We are waiting for the community centers to really come and stream.
Okay.
Those centers have what it takes. They have fridge, they have stoves and things. They have tables and chairs and all of that. And not very often you can go into schools and use, except you have just some short meetings or short sessions and so. So we are hoping that the centers, once they complete, we will run these programs there with the young people. At the moment, a lot of our young people are involved in building. There were the brigades out there. We have incorporated young persons so they can learn how to build and do masonry work and things of that sort. The Empower program, we have some as well in the Empower program. They're on their own now. They're out there, and we are monitoring them and trying to guide them and help them and to shape them in moving on with the small projects that they have received from the Ministry of Youth. So, there's a lot more we want to, behind the Harford Village Community Center. We are setting up the rabbit program where we can grow rabbits. Rabbit meat is very expensive, and rabbit meat, is indeed a delicacy. People, the hotels can tell you that, and they'll. So we're trying to get some young men on the block involved in rabbit rearing behind there, and help them to earn something out of it. We were using behind the Granville Community Center to start some projects with young persons who want to go into agriculture as well. There's a lot of space that has been wasted. And, the young people just on the block have no plan. If you talk with these young people on the block, sometimes they just don't know where to turn.
Yeah.
They're from broken homes. They're from unstructured environments. And when they're out there, they meet up with people who's, just they're themselves wild and have no plan or no meaning. But they want to. They want to be somebody. Don't fool your head. They want to bring meaning into their lives, but they just don't have what it takes and the people around them to support them. You just talk with them and you'd hear they start off with all this old talk and this and that, but they're ending up
wanting to belong.
Want to belong to something or something.
Minister, you spoke about the rabbit rearing, and there's a young man who lives in the Dunfermline area. Stallion, do you know him?
I heard about him.
Yeah, I saw him rear rabbits in a very unique way many, many years ago. What he did was encircle an area, trench it maybe about 2 feet down with bricks, 2 feet down, and fence the area. And he released the rabbits in there.
Oh.
And what the rabbits did was go back to their natural sort of a way of living, which is dig a hole in the ground and go down. But because he had put that wall first, they could not dig out of the area because they don't normally dig more than 2 feet down.
Okay.
And he would just put stuff inside it for them to eat. When he's ready to feed them, just put stuff inside it. But the rabbits lived in their natural environment. And I believe that his production of rabbits was really, really great. The turnaround was really great. I don't know if he still does it, but that is something that you probably can ask the guys, hey, let's see if we can experiment with that. So you don't have to build hutches and stuff like that. You don't have to do that because the rabbits are going to take care of themselves. They're going to burrow into the ground because that's what they're known for.
Right.
That's
well,
what they're...
I'm not aware of that, but that is something to look at.
Yeah, but Stallion will be able to give you, I think Delma knows him very well. So he'll be able to give the guys an idea of how that can be done. So you probably need to speak to him.
I need to connect.
You need to connect with him. Minister, let's go ahead.
And we have some other projects in the pipeline. We have the tennis court in Soubise, just by the Long Hall. People, the Long Hall, they refer to the Long Hall, just the entrance to Soubise.
Yeah.
We have a joint project with the Pursue. He used to be the ambassador before. I'm trying to remember his first name.
Eugene
is supporting this project. It started with him, but we are working along with him to get it done. So we will be, in the next few weeks, you will see work starting there on the lawn tennis court. He provided the lands from his family, and we are going to put the hard coat down.
You're saying Soubise. Where exactly in Soubise, Minister?
Right by Hotspot.
By Hotspot in
It's
Soubise.
fenced, the spot before Hotspot, when you leave Granville.
Oh, okay. I have an idea.
Fenced.
Yes, I have an idea. Yeah,
Right.
I have an idea where it is. Yeah, good.
And then tomorrow, We will be in the palms. We will be turning the sod in the palms. We will be doing over the playing field in the palms in Birch Grove. And that is a plus for the community. Have you ever been there? And
No, I have never
the
been.
biggest and best matches, cricket as well as football, you can find is in the palms. Hundreds of people go to that area. People from Monlong, although they have their own playing fields around, but it's a popular area where persons come together for different sporting activities. We have St. James going down to the playing field as well, and you have Delphi and those areas. Although they have a playing field, but they all gravitate to the Palms, and we are happy tomorrow at 9:30 we will be turning the sod there to commence work on the playing field there.
Wonderful.
So this is really a plus, and we're also looking at repairing the hard coat in the Victoria Park in Granville. That is for St. Andrews Southwest. I'm speaking of that, not for general around the island with playing fields. But that is just for the area there. So that is...
It has been said, Minister, that some work needs to be done. I don't know if you did it already, but you can let us know. The pavilion at the same Victoria Park. Have you done work there recently? Is it in a better state, the toilet facilities and so on? Okay.
No, it's not in a better state. It's an eyesore, but it's something that we are working on. The Ministry of Works already visited, and we did a tour of the area there. And there is a water problem that we have to solve. You know, this water that's always running out. Remember, it's under sea level, and there's a huge drain at the back. Filled with black water.
Yeah.
So it's not an healthy area at all. We must solve the problem. It's a serious problem there. We are getting a couple of engineers to look at the water table and how this whole water system would be controlled. There, the pavilion itself in bad shape. We have several cracks here and there. And this is a prime area. We must look at it seriously, and we have been doing that. We hope to review and reshape and rehabilitate and to change some of the thinking or some of the ideas that were there before. Okay. So we can make it much more modern. And because they're just things, concrete that went up below and this one blocking of this, and there is no plan. So we have done that already. We're just hoping that the funds will unfold.
Okay, so it is something that is on your books to do.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, we already, as I told you, the Granville hard court, the netball court, we will be working on that in the next month there. So that will be part of all the rehabilitation work, but that's just the court we'll be dealing with. The pavilion and the other water issues, we will, that is something that is being considered now, and that is something that is being looked at now because of the extent of the problem that we have in there.
The other two, I want to shift now from your constituency. I may come back because that will depend on questions coming in on social media. So I may come back to your constituency, and I hope you wouldn't mind that, Minister, would you?
That's fine.
That's fine. Great. Yeah. So let's move now to the ministry and the workings of government. And before I even thought of put it this way, thought of speaking to you, questions started to flood in, and the first question that came in was, Andre, ask Minister if we can go and see the cricket, or we have to do so and stay at home and listen. What is the situation? Can the vaccinated people go and view the cricket, Andre?
Well, that is a very important question, and I'm happy that this person raised it, because sometime in my conversation with you, I was going to raise it or speak about it. So what we are discussing now, we have concluded that persons who are vaccinated, who are fully vaccinated, they can go to the cricket. Right?
Well,
You're there?
Well, yeah, I don't
know
think...
the concern will be raised also, but if I had one vaccine,
fully,
who are fully vaccinated, can go to see the cricket.
Look at people start to clap already. A guy clapping a long time. He is happy. Fully vaccinated, you can go and pay your money and go and look at the cricket.
That's coming up. We're going to have a press conference, and we're going to discuss it, and we're going to let people know exactly what is expected of them, because this is not something to joke with. We must dot the I's and cross the T's, because look at our neighbors next door. You know what's happening in Trinidad. We have to keep on that curve that we have been, for the longest while. We have done well, remarkably well, based on all the feedback we have gotten from people overseas and our own people here who are feeling happy that they are safe and they have not contracted the COVID-19 disease. So that is happy. I know people are happy to hear that. Those are persons who have not been vaccinated. I urge them, I want to encourage them to get vaccinated, because this is just the beginning. We have other sporting activities, we have other games that we are now looking at. We would be bidding for certain games, and you have to do that in advance. We also looking at how we're going to repair and prepare the stadium for all these things. So all of these things are happening now. So it's good that down the line, as the games unfold, persons who are vaccinated could attend those matches.
Well, listen to this one. Someone's just saying there, well, they need an official announcement, and I guess that will come later today, right?
Yes, we're going to have a press conference. I'm waiting on some information from health and so.
Because somebody's saying that they need an official announcement because there are people in New York who are fully vaccinated and they want to come to the cricket.
Well, that would happen this week. They would get all the information and tell them get ready, make sure that they are vaccinated, and still wear your masks, have your masks, and so there are things that you would have to
adhere to.
Mm-hmm. So we would unfold all of that. Vendors, person who are vending, I know when these things open up, your vendors, a lot of vendors emerge. So we have to look at this holistically. It's not just the persons who would be in the stands, but also the vending and other persons that we'd have. We have to make sure that all these persons are vaccinated so they can be part of the whole play in the stadium.
Here's a question coming in on my personal device here, and the question speaks to, they says, well, Andre, ask Minister, please, if that is the approach that is taken for cricket, will a similar approach be taken for Carnival, with the understanding that culture is under her purview also?
Well, we're not satisfied with the percentage. Carnival is a different thing. Carnival is an open thing around the island. We are not satisfied with the percentage of persons that are vaccinated. People have to come out and get the vaccine. That is our safety measure. Carnival is a huggy, jam thing. It's jam. You understand? So the more persons that get the vaccine, you never know what can happen. But for the time being, we cannot have Carnival because of this situation.
So
we have some virtual activities or so. We are all this planning is in the making now, but we're not going to have Carnival. Carnival is a different story altogether. You know that. It's not sitting in the pavilion at a little distance. And those areas are huge. The pavilion, the stadium, it's a lot of space. Carnival is about fete and jam. You see what happens, Juve. You see what happens,
But what if there was an upsurge right now in terms of persons taking the vaccine, and we got to the situation where we had, let's say, about 85,000 people vaccinated? Will the government then take a different view of what happens to Carnival?
I am sure we would reconsider. You think we want to be in this jail that we're in? I myself is very uncomfortable because I like to go out, I like to socialize. And my social activities have been cut. I haven't been out as much as I would like to go and have a meal by Miss Jack in Union, go and sit and eat fried jacks by Miss what's her name, Mitchell in Richmond, and other areas. We just can't do these things, and all of that has been cut down. People go into people's homes and sit in as they used to sit and laugh and chat and all of that. It's coming back slowly. But if we have that level, that percentage of persons vaccinated, Andre, come on. You think the Prime Minister, you think I would run to him tomorrow morning and say, listen, we got to look at Carnival. Even though we're late or we may have to change the date, something. You understand?
Yeah.
So I want to just encourage persons to vaccine. Let us get back to some level of normalcy. I mean, we can continue like that. Let me tell you, every single day I have people calling me. They lost their jobs. They have nothing to do. They have families. You know, the whole economic situation is so bad because of this whole COVID situation. Some people have improvised. They have done different things. They have created little things. I myself had created so many little jobs. I given somebody a little change every weekend to do that and do this and do that in different communities. You know. So, I mean, getting vaccine is our hope, our only hope for the time being. It's our only hope for the time being. Look at Trinidad. Like yesterday, 3 persons from Grenada called me. They were together in an area, and they said they're scared. They said, tell PM to send some vaccine first. I said, well, we can't send it and put your name on it. You know? But we can, you know, I think PM is also, we are considering, the cabinet is considering sending some vaccines as well to Trinidad, you know, in the hope that we have ourselves controlled and we have enough that we can cover our people as well when things start to build up.
We were supposed to get some from Russia. Do you remember about it? Do you know about it? The Sputnik, we were supposed to get about 1 million doses from Russia?
I would let the Minister of Health
talk speak to that.
You know, he can give you all the details.
Here's another question, not for the Minister of Health, not for the Minister of Tourism, but definitely for you. And the question comes here, and it says, hotel workers and bus operators were supported financially via the stimulus package. However, Carnival inputs a considerable amount of revenue to the economy. To this day, the makers of the event, artists, musicians, etc., are yet to be given any consideration. As a matter of fact, they were given no consideration in 2020. And it looks as if the same will be repeated in 2021. As Minister of Culture, what are your comments on this particular issue?
Well, I don't know if the same would continue in 2021. Remember what is happening out there, the amount of people that are out of jobs and so. We have this, as a matter of fact, I can say that yesterday that was a discussion in Cabinet. Because I presented a document, but it had to be discussed, what support we can give to Carnival revelers, Carnival, you know, persons. And that was discussed. A subcommittee was set up to look into the entirety of it and to kind of open it up a bit, you know, because there are some persons who are involved in Carnival and they have full jobs. You know, there are persons who are not working at all. Carnival is something that is part of their life. It's part of the thing, God-given talent. And they do things around Carnival time. They may have their little garden and things, but when Carnival time, they come alive. And they put a lot into it. These are people and they have families and so to look after. A man said to me, he said, you know, I don't do anything. Carnival is my thing. And that's where I make some money, you know, but I'm not really working. My daughter helps me. She pays a bill, and this one pays a bill, and things of that sort. But we have persons who are involved in Carnival activities, but they are full-time workers. So, you know, all of this, we're juggling with money now, you know. We have the teachers, we have all sorts of persons that are looking for stimulus packages.
Here's another somebody saying, please congratulate the minister for me, Oscar Williams, for building the playing field in Shiny Hill, Subies, for the residents. They're happy.
Well, I even forgot about that. I mean, and I could probably talk about it quickly.
Yes.
The project in Shiny Hill, we saw that Shiny Hill project, housing project on the hill there. We have over 100 families in that settlement there. No place to recreate. And so what we have done, the government, we have, you know, worked on that playing field, that piece of land there. And we are now filling it with bricks and stuff, stones and so, to level it out. A drain would be built at the back, a drain that always gives problems. So it's not just for the playing field, it's for the area there to take the water from higher up to down to the sea level, down to the sea. And that is what's happening at the moment. We have work going on there now, clearing and preparing and bringing it up to a level so that we can start planting the grass, and the people from Chinese Hill will be able to recreate in that area. There are loads of children, and I worry when I drive up to Chinese Hill. I even worry I might bounce a child because they're all in the road playing because they have no way to recreate.
I saw something the other day, Minister, which bothered me as we are in that area of Soubise, right? That's Soubise still, right? As we are in that area. I know that a lot of the residents who were on the beach, because of the vulnerability, they were encouraged to move into the Chinese house in Chinese Hill, correct?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Right. However, there are those who chose to stay. But what I'm seeing now is that they have stayed and they continue construction as per normal, and they're so vulnerable. Have you said anything to them? Have you had the authorities go and say to them, hey, what are you doing? Can you stop this?
Okay, so Andrew, let me just explain a little bit of the layout of that area. On the left side of the road, or the right side, coming from Granville into Soubise, that's the right side.
Is yours.
Right.
So the other side will be Emlyn?
St. Andrew Southeast.
Oh my God.
But they have had discussions on the whole thing. I mean, persons from this area is earmarked for a tourism development area. And that is not now. Since I was in tourism, that was one of the things that I was thinking about. But, well, so after Ivan, the plan was to move all the persons on the seaside into the housing settlement, or Dunfermline, other areas, I believe. That has happened to a certain extent. Some of the things that you are seeing on the beach is mainly lockers, persons with little boots, lockers, up to before the bridge. There is a shop, and there are other things like, a bar or something there. Now, it is a very dangerous area. Unless a wall is being placed there or some sort of support, like big boulders and stones, and so the place is vulnerable. There's a big project earmarked for that, a nature conservative project earmarked for that area. And it would begin maybe in the end of June. It should start, whereby lockers would be built for fishermen, an extension wall, a jetty, and lockers, etc., and maybe an area for the fishermen. We would have to incorporate that from maybe special project from other projects, an area that the fishermen can, congregate and sell their fish, because as it is happening now, we have little tables all over the road there, one on the left, one on the right, and it's a lot of conflict and confusion, bringing them all together under one long shed or something with water, etc., well organized. That is the aim. So Soubise would have his own fishing depot.
Yeah.
Eventually. And I mean, I can see that because most of the fishermen come from Soubise. Okay, so that is earmarked for there, That plan has already unfolded. We had a meeting with them to explain the project. And so that project would emerge very soon in that area, taking it from the end of Battle Hill, corner there, come right up. So the whole area would be cleared eventually.
Okay. But Minister, how would that project that you speak about, how would it impact on the fact that we have some special consideration in relation to fish being exported? Would you still be able to monitor the how fish is handled when you build something like that? Well, right now you can't, but when you build, do you think that the monitoring services will be put into play?
That has to happen. Andre, how would we know the quality of our catch, the number of fish that we catch every day? We must put some structures there. Somebody would have to be there to take the information, etc. So the plan is not going ad hoc. It's well planned out, and that is something that we really looking forward to. It's going to be a good project. The CMOS persons, we have a lot of people doing CMOS now, and that is emerging like crazy because everybody knows now, based on training or each one teach one sort of how to grow sea moss in the sea now. There, everybody wants to take a spot, but that cannot happen. That has to be regulated. Just now, we won't have any place to bathe. As far
Most
as the sea
definitely.
going on,
Yeah.
persons, especially the young fishermen, if then it's easy to do, so they get themselves involved and they just go by the bay and they take a space. Only 2 weeks ago, I had a meeting with the fishermen in Granville, and I also spoke with the fishing team in Granville that can happen. We must designate, we must zone areas so that these the sea moss could be. We don't want to deter anybody, but we must have control. People want to bathe in white sand and see they start something down there. That cannot happen.
Yeah.
You know, people have to understand that there are other things that are important in life.
They're going to be you have to have designated bathing areas. You have to have that.
People must be able to recreate and have, this is part of life,
Mhm.
balance in life. So we are looking at all of that. We try and put some structures in place. I know some fishermen may not like it, but they have to start learning to do things properly so they can organize themselves, organize their lives. They can have money in their hand. They have to start looking at value-added things. We make the best confish. I know a guy in Subies know that if you taste his confish, oh, you're licking your fingers for the whole day. Presenting it very well. It's clean. It's, you know.
Minister, we have good confish up here too now.
Right.
We have
how are
good
you all
confish.
doing it? It's out in the sun. It's out there with all the flies. And
No,
things
we're
like that.
covering it.
Well,
We have netting over it, Minister.
okay. Well, we're going to be training people again how to do the confish properly. We'll be also looking at dryers, solar dryers and stuff, so that they can have their confish well dried and properly, so they can get on the market. You can get to Calico, you can get to Miami, and all those places that are, Andal and so.
Yeah.
In an organized way. There are labels and everything, so you're picking up saltfish, you could pick up cornfish.
Right. Minister, here's a question coming from a constituent, not necessarily, based on the person, it looks like somebody from the St. Andrew Northeast constituency, but nonetheless St. Andrew. And the person is asking, says here, ask Minister, please, what is happening with the bus terminal in Granville? At the moment, it is operating like a bus stand. And in my opinion, government could be making some monies there.
Well, the bus terminus is on the Port Authority. And so I know that is a leg of government. But I know there are plans to really get it properly organized and get going. The plans where it is now has not stopped. But I think there is still discussion on it and how to get things going. I don't have more information at the moment, but I can always find out and pass it on to you, Andre.
Yeah.
So you can make some public statements that people would understand.
The other question that comes from that, and this one is to me, Minister, your government and the team in St. Andrew, you have spoken about that project in St. Andrew that is a public-private partnership project which should impact significantly in a positive way St. Andrew as a parish, which has to do with the building of a structure there that would accommodate ministries and all sort of different organizations. What's the situation with that?
Oh, the complex.
Yeah.
In Granville. Well, that's in the pipeline. I've heard recently. I haven't heard about it like sometime last month. I know that plans are afoot, things are in place, and that should have some rolling over very soon. So I think everything is in place in terms of the drawings and the discussions with the architect and so, I think there's a bidding process that's taking place now. I think that's where they are.
Okay, would that impact the drainage problem? Would it affect would it deal with the drainage also in Granville?
Well, to be very honest with you, Andre, this drainage problem in Granville is still a problem. I think a survey will be done soon because we want to now develop the sidewalks. We want to do over the sidewalks in Granville, but we don't want to do the sidewalks and then have a problem with the water. Remember, the water is coming down from the hilly parts of Granville into the town, from St. Andrews into the town. For example, if you look at Gladstone Road, the amount of water that comes down in that big drain. There is another drain not far by Sital behind it. The water cannot get out there, but it flows all over the place because the drain has been blocked. You know, there's certain areas in St. Andrews. A survey must be done. I'll be very honest with you. The thing about us here, we do surveys, and then again, it takes so long before we could come up with a project. But I, truly speaking, as much as we want the sidewalks, we want the other things to happen in St. Andrews, we must know the capacity. We must know the capacity of the water. We must know what are the hurdles, what are the areas that need to be shaped, either cleaned down or up or whatever. You know, what has to be done to make sure that the water flow. And remember, we always have a high tide. You know, in between we have high tide. So water flowing down, jamming water flowing up. That's how the Granville has been flooded all the time. If some heavy rains fall, or if rains fall for consistently for 15 or 20 minutes, you bet your bottom dollar the town is going to flood. So some real good feasibility study has to be done with an action plan. And I think that if we do that, we can get things going. It doesn't make sense ad hoc, putting a piece of slab here and another piece of slab here. And that's what people complain. If you look at the sidewalks, they are bad. I mean, sometimes I feel embarrassed, you know, because, you know, but we must look at that. And I think the Ministry of Works is looking at that at the moment, because based on the last time I spoke to one engineer there, Mr. Blash, he told me that a feasibility study is going to be had anytime, and then they would look at what the layout of the sidewalk would look. And we are hoping that would be done before the end of the year.
Meaning to have the works in hand so you can look at it, or do you mean starting the project before the end of the year? What do you mean here?
No, the other project that we're talking about, the building, I don't know how much that would be affected, because I suppose it's coming above, you know, what I'm talking about. The drains came to play when you spoke about the project.
Okay.
I don't know if that would handicap the whole thing, because I don't know how the foundation is being done, if it's on a platform or something, if it's going up from a you know, I don't know exactly what is the nitty-gritty of the whole thing. We had a meeting with the engineer and persons who are involved in the project, and I think it's an excellent project. I would like to see it happen, because when you look at some of the vendors mall there, and, you know, these people need a safe, a place that they can showcase this stuff. They're all jammed up in the corner there. You cannot, if you're going to buy something there, you have to search for it. But it should be nicely displayed so you can catch your eyes and say, okay, look, there's a nice shoe that, or this, I would like to buy that. But where it is now, it's all jammed up. The people, they need, you know, better spots to display. We need a revenue office. We need, you know, we need to walk into a building that can cover all these areas, and we can do business there.
Minister,
you go to social services, you go to some other, you know, and housing, and you can speak to the people and get what you want done.
Someone here, two persons, Cindy and Cherian from the Ford Preschool. They says, good morning, and they want you to have a wonderful day.
Yeah, and I know they're happy with the work that has been done in the Ford Preschool at the moment. Andrew, we can spend the whole day talking about Southwest and some of the things that are happening around in Southwest, as well as the ministry. Maybe this 1 hour is not sufficient.
One of the biggest, I do agree, one of the biggest problems you have in the parish, and I say parish, although I believe it is mostly Minister Pierre's constituency that is directly affected by it, yours to an extent too, and I speak here of Sargassum. That Sargassum seaweed is a bother all over, even here in St. Patrick. Bathway becomes a forest when that Sargassum seaweed is around. Is there anything that you guys can do?
Well, to be honest, Andrea, and let me just share that information with you. I call it Sargassum Invasion. And I see so much, you know, coming at, and it's not something that we can control easily with whatever we have. Even our own people in the ground, they cannot control that kind of invasion that takes place. So we have sourced equipment to mitigate that from Japan. They're expected to arrive on the island later on this year. So there are a number of equipment there is some equipment that would, from the sea end, that would track the sargassum, trap them or whatever. I don't have the details. I saw the list of equipments and I saw the drawings, etc. And pictures of the different pieces of equipment as to how it's working.
So it might...
I need a technical person to talk about that.
It might end up being something similar to what handles the overgrowth at Grenada. It might be something similar to that?
It's something that is going to be used in the water, but I don't know if it would have different functions and it would function differently.
Okay.
We also have other equipment for the seashore that can pick up and scrape up the sargassum as well. So we're not just using the water equipment, but we also have shoreline equipment and other tools that would be sent to. So by we hope by the end of the year, all of that. What is keeping it back is the COVID, the pandemic.
Pandemic.
We've heard from them, and they're in touch with us. The Japanese is not; they don't joke about what they do. So every little thing, any little change, anything, they would call you. I'm getting so much messages coming from them where they are at the moment. They are bid for the project. They get somebody bid to get all the equipment are ready now, and they would let us know when they would be shipping the equipment. So we are looking forward to that because that is really something that has bothered a lot of people. I mean, the people in China Hills, some of them are complaining that all their silvers have turned black and the paint on their homes have, the televisions and so have gone off without no reason at all, and they believe it's the sargassum that is affecting. And it's not very healthy to take in that for a period of time.
At all. It is not. It is not.
So we really hope that would come true, and I believe so, based on what I've seen, and I'm looking forward to that.
John Dumont has just extended greetings to you this morning, Minister. He wants you to have a wonderful day. So he's saying hi and hello. My
next... He's the son of the soil.
Yes.
Especially in St. Andrews, Southwest, John from Ladig. And so I want to say hi and good day to him as well.
Let's take a quick peek. We in the sea, so we're going to stay there. I've heard that there is some rehabilitation to be done on various fish markets across the nation. Can you appraise us on that?
Well, we have assessed all the fish markets island-wide, and each fish market have their own problems, from St. George's right up back to Granville. We have looked at every problem that exists with the Ministry of Works. We had an engineer go in there with us, and we have taken note of all the problems. We are now waiting on Works to identify the costing and the details of the projects so that we can start work soon. It's time that the fishermen have the things that they need to make themselves comfortable. And I use the word comfortable because comfort is really in something that we all should have. I mean, you won't get everything 100%, but at least, they speak about the lights on the jetties are not working. They're coming in the night and the place is dark. We have done the assessment of all of that. Some of the areas, the lockers, especially in Soteres, all the lockers are broken down so badly. I don't know how that could, happen. So it tells you there is no coordination. A lot of the times the fishermen have to get up and get themselves organized. There must be leadership among them, and they must really start looking after their affairs instead of having their things going down the drain like that. I hope that those with leadership skills and those that can balance communication and so should step up to the fore and try to communicate with us so we can keep things alive where fishing is concerned. I'm really concerned about them. They risk their lives and then they come back and they steal their engine and they don't have a good locker to put their stuff and these are the things you hear and they feel very troubled. When I went to Soteres, they told me, what you doing here? You come again? And things of that sort. So I am aware of all their problems in Waltham, in the different areas, the things that they need. They need little jetties, they need place to anchor off. I mean, you cannot have everything, you know. They must have ice machines, and I'm very proud, I'm happy to say that we're going to be having ice machines for each and every fish market. And we have also ordered a couple extra in case of anything happening. So at the end of the year, we hope that these fish markets will be up and running properly. And again, the fishermen would take this fishing industry a little more serious. There's a lot of funding there. There's a lot of funds, but we are stuck in our little ways, in our little corners. We are not expanding our thinking to export and to do things differently. I hope the young ones, we have had the captain's training, and you may have seen that over 300 young people, on a few in between, took the captain's training, and we hope that that training would help them to be more responsible because they have all the equipment now to work with, and they would use it well, and they would start thinking beyond, outside of the box a bit.
Minister, I am happy to hear you say that refurbishment is going to take place at different fish markets across the island. I want to ask that you start in Sateers, and why? Not because I live in Sateers, but for the past 2 years, Minister, whenever the person who works there has to close up in the afternoon, that person has to turn into a carpenter because there's a window that is broken that has to be nailed up. And I, for the life of me, I cannot understand why that has been so for close to 2 years or maybe more. This is craziness. So please, start in Sateers. For that reason only, I say start in Sateers.
Well, I would love to, and I think I saw that myself, and I felt very uncomfortable with that. Even the offices and so, the discomfort. So I saw that, and maybe we just think about Sateers to start off, because I think Sateers is very bad.
Yes, it is. It is bad. It is bad.
And then we're looking also, Andre, at managing our MPAs island-wide. We have co-management arrangements. We are engaging now we have a meeting in the Prime Minister's area in Molyneux this evening to discuss with the community the steps that we have taken to manage MPAs island-wide. We must make sure, we must protect our fish nurseries, etc., within the MPAs, and so we have to start taking care of our what we have there, instead of we just reaping and not protecting and taking care so that we can have more and more and more, to reap from. We are also looking at conchs. We know we cannot export a certain amount of conchs outside of the island because we have not done our do our study of the quantities and the quality of conchs that we have in Grenada, where they are located and these things. So we have to do a whole directory, a study of conchs, so we can be part of the site, the program out there, so that we be part of the export team. So all of that we are working on. We have identified someone who would do the diving and come up with those information so we can forward, so we can get things going for Grenada, where export of conchs is
it's going to be a money earner. Minister, a good morning is coming to you from Winston Frederick. He says good morning to the minister that gets things done. That's his comment here coming in. So he says hi.
Well, I've seen him all over the place, being up and down in the community.
Yeah.
So I said he's probably following his dad's footsteps,
Maybe he is. Minister, my final question for you this morning has to do with cooperatives. What can you tell us about cooperatives in Grenada?
Well, I'm glad you raised this question because cooperatives is like it's in a corner. It's kind of laid back. People don't talk much about cooperatives, and I think that is such an important area. As a matter of fact, the cooperatives division is now moved to the Ministry of Sports in the ministerial complex. They were at the stadium, but I think as a family we need to work together and able to communicate better they've been remote for too long. And so they are with us now, and I think they are doing very, very well. It's Grenadians. In Grenada here, I noticed we don't want to get ourselves involved in cooperatives. A lot of persons, they want to do things by themselves. But I think it is so important. If you listen to the cooperative division, and they have started some programs on radio and television, etc., and we're going to continue. There's a newsletter that they are sending out now, so that educating persons on cooperatives. There's so much to achieve from being in a cooperative. And I hope that in Grenada here we would start looking at cooperatives seriously overseas and in the Caribbean. If you go to Trinidad now, the amount of cooperatives they have, because they see the value of cooperatives. Coming together, you can get more out of coming together than being singular in some of your projects, etc. We have had recently, I think the Imani, coming out of the Imani program, we have a cooperative now with a number of young persons. I think it must be 30-something of them coming together to get into the sewing industry. They will be setting up, or they started already. I have not much details on that, but I believe that they started, and they would set up a garment factory whereby they would be sewing school uniforms, uniforms for persons, etc. They are being trained at the moment. And I mean, that is a plus. When you can bring these people together, you know the magnitude of what would take place, and you know the amount of monies that would come into the program, because you're not doing it just one. You're not doing 10 shirts or 10 pants. You're doing 1,000 shirts or 1,000. I'm just using that and that is just the minimum I'm thinking about. So cooperatives coming together in that light, it's, and I'm using that experience. I'm also using another experience with a group of women, single-headed households, with children going to school, and after that they have time.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of them sitting home and not doing anything and talking and getting themselves into problems and things of that sort, and I'm not referring to any people, I'm just generalizing in terms of that, they can get themselves in working together to enhance their family life. And we have started that. They have not reached the level of registering as a cooperative. I have a group of women in Union who are doing dried fruits, etc. Man, they have taken the training and they're doing an excellent job. Now we have a solar dryer set up so they can dry their fruits, and so they also have an electrical one as well. And we're hoping that they would get through under the BNTF program so they can have a home of their own, so that they can go into right now they are the community center in Union, but we're hoping that they would have their home so they can start their production. And they will be getting a mill also. We are hoping that they would get. Cardi has been working closely with them, and I must commend Cardi for the hard work and dedication and the interest that Cardi has shown, because he probably saw the passion and he saw that these women needed to move to another level. So that is happening, but they're not in a cooperative. And the reason why they're not in a cooperative is because it's only 5 or 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
The cooperative is, I think, it's over 10 persons.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of talk about how we can change that.
Change the rules, yeah.
The rules,
Mm-hmm.
and so we are looking at that now, but, and see how we can make some changes. Tweak it a bit to accommodate less, and so, or look at alternatives how we can group people together to form cooperatives. So you can take these 5 women and put in another 5 persons who are doing another set of work, maybe jams or jellies or something, and so you have 3 sets of women in one, and that would form the numbers in the cooperative, what cooperative is asking of. We are playing with it still and trying to see what is the best solution. Let me hear your views on that.
Yeah, I know. I gave you my final question. However, a couple of comments came in, and I think that they're appropriate, and I need to share them. But there's a question that came in, and somebody's asking about the St. Andrews Advisory Board. What can you tell us about that?
Well, the 4 ministers, MPs of St. Andrews came together, and we had set up that committee, advisory committee, etc. We have been I think we need to get back to the table a bit, maybe have a couple more meetings to discuss some, areas. It has not run as smoothly as it should, I'll be very honest, and it doesn't make sense not saying that. I think we need to go back to the drawing board to look at some things and to look how we can reshape the whole thing. There's some attention needed in that area, I'll be honest, and I hope that we will work on that very soon so that we can get persons back. There have been some persons not attending meetings, some would come, you cannot get a full team all the time. This is based on the information I've received. And so we probably need to visit it. All is not lost, but I think they have been doing, some of the persons on the team have been doing a good job. There are others who may not feel that it is something they really want to get into, and they may have moved out. I have no analysis of the situation, but we hope to look into it. The chairman did say that we would look into it as soon as possible. So that's where we are with that.
All right, here's one from Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, Andre, thanks and shout out Minister for me, please, and give her my heartfelt gratitude for the great work done in Birch Grove. That's from Jacqueline there in Birch Grove. Is this one I believe is okay. Francis, ex-police officer, he's saying good morning to you and hoping that you have a wonderful day. And the final one, good morning, Mr. Andre and our dear Minister and MP. Please permit me to continually congratulate the Honorable Minister on her accomplishment as the Minister and MP for St. Andrews Southwest. Minister Bain Hosford, continue your selfless and unconditional support and consideration to your constituency. With the amount unfinished, ongoing and future plans, has spoken well under her dynamic leadership. Let's continue to pray and support her. That is coming from one Gosselin Blackett. I guess he's from your constituency. Yes, he is. Of course. Minister, again, thank you so very much for this morning. Oh no, this is the big one. This is the big one. I need to give you this one. I got one from when we mentioned cooperatives. I instantly got a message from Ambassador Yolan Smith.
Oh, Yolan.
Yeah, and can I give her your number, please?
Sure.
Yes, because when we mentioned cooperatives, she instantly messaged, and it has to do something with cooperatives. So I guess it probably could be some sort of a training session or whatever that she probably can organize from her end. So you need to speak to her. I will forward her number, your number to her.
Okay.
All right?
But before you go, Andre, sorry, I have not mentioned about our young athletes out there.
Oh, yes.
I have been looking at the inventory, and I've seen we have had over 50 young persons out there in different sporting disciplines representing Grenada over the last 2 years. And most of them are university graduates. Some are in university, some have graduated from university and colleges, etc. And, I really need to commend them. Grenada is doing very well where athletes with sporting, disciplines out there. We are doing very, very well. I want to commend GFA, and I also want to, commend the athletics, the swimming team, the Olympics team. They have been doing well shaping our young people, and now we are seeing the benefits. Our young people are not only participating in games, but they are educating themselves as well. So that's a plus, and I want to, reach out to their parents and all of the persons who have shaped their lives over the past few months and years, and of course the support they have been given from the ministry and other entities. I also want to, before I go again, big up, and I want to use the word big up Susan Lane. Susan is in Venice now. We are participating. Grenada is participating in the 17th International Architecture Exhibition in Venice, and that has started on the 22nd of May, and it would end on November the 21st. I want to recognize our efforts out there, showcasing, and the theme and the showcase. What is being showcased is the Parliament building.
Yeah.
Remember, it has the shape of a nutmeg.
Mhm,
It has this, extraordinary, it's well perched on the hill. It's like the White House. And Susan is, she's showcasing that and all the information that goes with it. So I want to congratulate her. And we are always in something. Grenada is always out there. They have 112 participants taking part. 46 countries are involved. And so we are part of the team out there. And I want to congratulate her on that move that she has made. I also want to congratulate the lottery. The NLA has been supporting a lot of programs, and we don't seem to take that for granted. When I look at all the charitable things that the NLA has been doing for over the years, as an affiliate of the ministry or part of the ministry, I really want to commend the leadership and the team, and I want to, we must support them by buying the tickets. We must go there and buy all the tickets so we can get some of the funds to spread into the communities.
My final comment to you is please extend all my love to the matriarch of the Bain family. Mother Bain, good morning, darling. Yes, I could see that smile coming your face there.
I can see that smile. She's sitting right by the door. The radio is there. I can hear it every single morning. And she's laughing her head off. And then when I get at night, I call her every night, and she would say, "Did you hear Andre today?" Oh, God, I laugh for the whole day. And, I feel happy, and I want to really, I don't know how I can support you. Maybe I send you a food basket. But I don't know.
No, it's what we have to do. It's what we have to do, Minister. We good.
At least you are touching the lives of the elderly.
Well,
not only my mom, I'm telling you, because I have the Golden Years program.
Yes, I know you have that. Right. By the way, how are you going with vaccine with these people that you have and you care for so very dearly?
Well, some of them have already taken their vaccines. And we are hoping that much more will. We continue to give them a meal every Wednesday, and they test their pressure and sugar and things of that sort, because we cannot come together as yet back to the center, but the meals have been taken to their homes. So we're in contact with them. We are finding out how they're doing, if they're paying their if their
benefits,
and the different things. We are in touch with them. How are you today? How is your sugar today? And that kind of support is there still.
All right, Minister. Well, take care of yourself. Give my regards to your husband, and here's hoping that you'll have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you, Andre, and it's been a pleasure.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Speaking there this morning with Minister Yolande Bain Hosford, and she represents the constituency of St. Andrews Southwest. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. Hey, guess what? You would never believe it if I didn't tell you that the time is now 9 o'clock. Stay tuned for No, it's 3 minutes after 9. Wow, did we break the rules this morning, boy? Goodbye. God bless you. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
Welcome to the latest news update as produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.
Eminem